All right. Okay. I haven't done this in a minute, so the only reason I'm going live here is just to kind of keep this on the back end, just so I can come back and look at it. Kind of like instead of having a normal trading journal, I can kind of come back and review it. I already took a trade on oil, and when I was in the trade, I couldn't seem to figure out how to connect this account. So, or not account, I couldn't figure out how to get this connected. So I couldn't, what do you call it? Couldn't go live because I was in the middle of taking this trade right here. But I'll go over it real fast and I'll show you guys what I was looking at. And I don't know if anybody's in here watching. If not, it's all good. If I'm talking to myself, that's okay. I don't really care. This is just kind of for me only, my personal use for later on. But okay, so let's see here. What time is it? It's 8 o'clock right now. I think news just... Is there any news? I don't know if there is. Let me look. There might not be. Turn that on because I don't know. 9:30. Oh wait, that's Wednesday. Okay, so no, there was no news today. There's just yellow folders, but we're going to talk about why I got out of this trade right here. So we'll full screen it. I'll show you guys the reason I took it and what made me want to take it. So, okay, so coming in today, I already kind of had a bullish bias only because if we look over to the left, this was yesterday's session right here. Where's 8:30? So this was New York Open. We pushed down. It was all a downtrend. We had a whole bunch of gaps that we had to fill. I placed a trade here and I got top ticked and it completely melted. This would have been a perfect trade and I would have passed all 5 of these accounts if I didn't get top ticked right here. It literally happened right here. So that was a bummer, but my entry was kind of rushed, so that would have prevented my myself from getting top ticked, but that's okay. So I was looking to come in and fill these gaps. I liked how we broke this structure here during London. When London opened, we had this high right here, and then pre-market New York is what I trade. I liked how we broke that structure right here. So already off rip, I had a bullish bias. If we look on, so I use the 5, 15, and then like the 4 hour or 1 hour and 4 hour. I don't trade off those. I only trade off the 5. But yeah, my entry's the 5 minute. On the 1 hour, we're kind of, honestly, I don't really know what you would call this because we kind of broke this low right here, but it wasn't really a change of character. I would say it wasn't like that. So I don't know. It looks like you're kind of in a range here, but I wouldn't count this as downtrend at all. I would just say we're kind of ranging. I don't know. We got to come back up and fill these gaps. So that's what I was looking for today. Oh shit. What the fuck was that? Canceled. I almost accidentally clicked that button. That would have been very bad. Did you guys just see that? What happened? Okay, let me get out of... I don't know what that was. Make sure we're canceled at all positions because that's not good. Dang, that scared me for a second. I accidentally almost bought in while I was trying to click. Do you guys see that? I'm going to see if I can put a lock on this because that would have been very bad. Holy crap. That freaked me out. I clicked that really fast. Okay, let's go back. Okay, so we're on the 5 minute here. So I only use 3 indicators. I don't use any like entry indicators because those don't work. So I use the 200 moving day average as whether or not we are in a uptrend or downtrend, but I don't specifically use that to determine the trend because obviously this is previous 200-day candles. So I don't always use this to determine it because we could be, I don't know, say underneath the 200-day moving average, but we're breaking structure to the upside. If we're breaking a major structure to the upside, obviously I'm not going to always use this as only take sells. The only time I would usually look at this if we were underneath it was if we were running up into it and we had a strong rejection like this right here. So if we were looking for, I don't know, say buys up in this area and we took this long here, or no, say we took buys right here because for whatever reason, I would never take a buy right here, but just say we did and we entered, I would be looking right here at the 200-day moving average to see if we have a strong rejection off of it. As you can see, we do have a strong rejection. And then I would also be looking on Bookmap as well, just to see if we have any major resistance up here. So what I would be doing is, let's see if I can change the screen. Oh, wrong thing. Can I change the screen on here? I don't even know how to do that. 1 second. How do we change this? How the hell do we do this? Show additional settings. I'm trying to show you guys my other screen here so you can kind of get a clear understanding of what I'm saying with this 200-day moving average over here, because I'll show you guys why I use the indicators that I use. Give me a second. Let me figure out how to do this, because I see we got one person on here. So if you give me like a few seconds, I'll show you why I took this trade, which I just took, but I didn't get it on live because I'm a dumbass and couldn't figure out how to set this up. So give me 1 second. Oh wait, I can add other screens. Okay. Screen capture, add source, and then we'll do add a new source instead. No, add that source. Okay, so we'll go down here. Let's see if we can drag that. Okay, here we go. We're getting somewhere. There we go. Oh my god, it's spazzing out. It's literally freaking out. Holy crap. I think I broke it. What is going on? Yeah, I broke it. I don't think it's gonna work. What the fuck? There we go. Okay. Are we getting this right? Did we do it right? Okay, so yeah, so like I was saying with the 200-day moving average, if we're in a downtrend, or no, let me do this again. Screen capture this, and then what we can do is do that. We can keep that screen like right there, so I should be able to switch in between, right? I guess I should have figured this out before I did this, huh? Trade of 8's main menu, and then screen 1. That. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what I'm doing. I can't seem to figure this out. Let's just go off of this first. So we'll just go off on why I took this. Why I took this oil trade here. Okay, so reason I took this, main reason. We'll walk through that. Okay, so as I said, I came into the day with a bullish bias. We were above the 200 EMA, 200-day moving average. Previous day, we had a full sell-off on oil. This is oil, by the way. I'm on the 5-minute. I only enter in on the 5-minute. I'll use the 15-minute and the 1 hour just to see if we have other gaps or even like any higher time frame confluences, like either a 15-minute supply and demand, or 1 hour going into a 15 or a using the 15-minute and then scaling down into the 5-minute, or vice versa. It just depends. But I got top ticked yesterday on this trade right here on oil to sell, so that pissed me off. Could have caught some of this whole move and then trailed my stop, but I got top ticked, so we didn't get to do that. But whole bunch of gaps yesterday. I was looking once we broke this structure right here, I was looking for a buy. I trade pre-market, so I'll wake up where I live. I'll get up at 6, and then I'll trade from 6:30 to 9:30. I won't trade the 8:30 open, which is New York Stock Exchange open for me. Won't do that, so I usually just trade pre-market and then a little bit after 8:30. But anyways, we had a high probability demand setup right here. We also had break of structure as another confluence with this setup. I liked how I'm not gonna lie, looking at this before, it didn't go this low. So this, I probably wouldn't have taken this trade because it almost looks like it invalidated this zone. So I wouldn't have taken this trade, but in person it didn't look like this, so I kind of hopped in still. As soon as we entered in on the break of the candle, that's how I enter in my trades. Which as soon as it's the very last wick, and then the next candle that passes that open body or closed body of that candle is when I'll hop in. So break of the candle entry, that's my extra confluence. So I don't enter in aggressive. I usually get absolutely fucked every time I enter in aggressive on a trade, so I don't do that. But yeah, so I got in. As soon as I got in, price pushed up just a little bit and then completely reversed. Now, I'm not going to lie, when I say I wanted to get out of this trade, I was going to hop out of this trade, but I did not hop out of the trade. The reason I didn't hop out of this was because if we look at, this was 7:45, so what time is it now? It's 8:10, okay. So at 7:45 on Bookmap, 7:45 right here. Right here. Okay. All right. So at 7:45 on Bookmap, if you guys can see this right here, what I liked about this setup was, I guess we can't zoom in. That's okay. We don't have to zoom in. You guys can see my cursor. Okay, so right here, looking at Bookmap, this is just order flow, but you can visually see orders getting put into the market. You can see where buyers are getting are getting filled in at and sellers are getting filled at, and you can see where certain people are putting in more contracts. So you can look at the current order book right here, and this is what price is trading at right here to the right, 73.48 and then 73.50. That's just the what price is trading at. And then if you're looking to the right over here, 15, 20, and then like 14 or whatnot, if you zoom in, you can see even more of it. 15, 11, 12, 20. So these are just contracts getting filled, or not getting filled, but getting bought in. Obviously, I can't really go back in time because I don't have replay for this, so I can't. These numbers right here are new numbers. I can't go back and replay and show you guys, but the reason I didn't hop out of that oil trade was because right underneath this, we had a whole bunch of resistance, or not resistance, a whole bunch of support underneath, and we also had a triple bottom. I usually don't trade patterns, but if I'm seeing like a double top forming or a double bottom forming, I'll come into Bookmap and I'll look, because I have this pulled up on my other monitor. I got 3 monitors, so I'll come over here and I'll look, and I'll see what price action is doing. If I'm in a buy, but price is coming back down to my stop loss, the only reason I didn't exit this trade was right here. So before 43 and 49 and 40 bids at the bottom right here, that would have said more at the, I'm pretty sure when this happened, there was about 230 orders get like sitting right here at 73.45. So that's why I didn't hop out, because I wanted to see how price would react off of that. It never actually came and filled these orders at the time, but there was more contracts sitting right here. I'm pretty sure there was like 80 contracts right here beneath this swing low right here. So I didn't exit right here only because I saw the orders get filled, and then as soon as those orders got filled, price rejected, and then what we can do is we can come back over. I'll switch the screen because my dumbass does not know how to work this. But this red candle right here, this one right here, that was what I was looking at on Bookmap. So it actually, instead of you only being able to see the top wick, the bottom wick, the open and the close of this candle, on Bookmap you can actually see inside of the candle, so you can see more data. So that's why I'll use Bookmap, and that is the reason I didn't exit this trade. Not only that, but I liked how the 50 SMA was right underneath, or yeah, it was right underneath these wicks right here too. So that also gave me more confluence to hold this trade. And then once I held, and then we closed back above with this candle right here, I was like, okay, we're good. Then the order started filling in, and then we also broke structure on Bookmap, and then we blew through. There was see, it's not going to let me go back in time and look to see what this one was at, but there was like 140 something orders for the resistance, blew right through it. And then what I saw on Bookmap was more orders getting placed underneath price, and from then on we just flew straight through to take profit. I'll go for a 1-to-1 at first, and then I'll target 1-to-2, but I got out as soon as price ran into this supply up here. just because we already had a double top at the top over here, and it's kind of a risky move, I would say, to just not look at that and not also, observe this 5 minute supply setup that was right above price. So I got out as soon as, I wouldn't say I got out as soon as price tapped into this, but I mean, yeah, I did. I'm not going to lie. I take that back. I did. I got out right here. I got out right there. So as soon as price tapped in, I got out right there. Price pulled back a little bit and then flew, grabbed the liquidity, and then it's gonna. I don't know if it's gonna reverse or not. I'm looking on Bookmap right now, and yeah, I can see right here, like price grabbed the liquidity that was sitting right above those swing highs, and then it's starting to reverse. Obviously, I don't know what it's gonna do. We got to see, but it's probably gonna come back, maybe fill in this gap down here. We don't know. Never really know. You can only have confluences with it, but that's kind of the reason I took this trade. That's the reason I didn't get out right here when price almost ran to my stop loss, because I'll cut losses, but I'm trying to work on that, because most of the time when I cut my losses, as soon as that happens, price usually runs back to my take profit. So that's something I'm getting better at, and that's why I'm implementing Bookmap, and that's why I'm trying to learn how to read more order flow and actually see the visuals of what's going on inside of the market. Because if you're just looking at a blank chart just like this, yeah, you can read price action. You can see if we're making higher highs and higher lows, if we're rejecting at certain areas like this right here, that's a level of resistance. But they could also be fake outs too, right? Like they can look, they can call them fake. I forgot what they're called. They're like fake sells or fake buys, something like that. But it's where they fake you out, but in Bookmap I can actually see if they're getting faked out or not, because they'll put bids in and then take them like right out, and I can see that happen in Bookmap, but I can't see that on a blank chart, if that makes sense. So that's that's kind of why I use that. But if I didn't have Bookmap, I still would have taken this trade, but this just gave me that extra confluence to take it. So we have a high probability demand setup. We have a nice rejection at the zone. We're we're above the 50 SMA. We're also above the 200 EMA. And then we also had liquidity sitting right above here, and I also saw that on Bookmap. So that was another reason I was kind of targeting that. And then I also liked the 5-minute supply setup, so that's where I got out. And then broke structure over here to the left. That was London Open. So actually, no, this was kind of London Open, right? I guess that was London Open, but I like the break of structure right here, so that's why I got out. And then looking left, we had a huge sell-off the previous day. So I was already like, okay, we had a huge sell-off. Price eventually has to at least, correct itself. So I was saying, okay, we're going to look for buys. We had all the confluence, and I took that without any hesitation. That was a good trade. Another trade that I was looking at today was on gold, but I was on TikTok scrolling, so I did not capture that in time. I'll show you guys that gold setup here too, real fast. So this was the setup on gold that I was looking at, that I completely missed, but that's okay, because there's always another setup. I was just patient. I'll tell you guys why I didn't take this trade right here to begin with. So let me look to see if this is even if this is playing right. I'm gonna check my where are we streaming this at? Let me see. And I think from now on, every day I'm gonna just stream this. I really wish I would have done this when I first started, but I mean, my risk management kind of blew through the window a few days ago. So I got the account back to break even, and then we're here now. So it's the start of a new series, I guess we can just say that. So let me check to make sure this sounds good, and we're playing. Yeah, we're dialed. Okay. You know what? I'm not gonna lie. I haven't done this in so long that I'm stuttering. I don't know why. I haven't put myself in front of an audience before, but I say there's an audience and there's 0 fucking people watching, so it's okay. But that's all right. It's the thought that counts, you know. It's for me later on. Now, if we start, building an audience, we're gonna change the whole account and the channel towards this because this is what I've been doing, for 2 years now. We're just now kind of getting past the break-even point. We're obviously, making a few mistakes here and there, trying to make money with it, but it takes time. 2 years in, I'm, getting the discipline in. I'm getting the psychology in. I haven't gotten a payout yet with Apex, but I have had a live account, and I was taking withdrawals from the live account. I think I made I made a $250 trade in a day, and then I used that to take me and my girlfriend out to the fair. So they, that was pretty cool. It's possible. It just takes time, right? So, we're gonna just film it and have it as a little journal, and then if people want to watch and kind of take some notes from it, granted, I highly advise not doing that, but it's for your own entertainment. So if you are interested, but I'm getting better. We're getting better. I really wish I could figure out how to, because I got 3 monitors here, but I can't seem to figure out how to have all 3 on the same screen. I don't know why. Let me see if I can do that. Let me see. So that's what that does. And then ending. And then be right back. We don't need that shit. We can get rid of that. Be right back. We don't need that. Starting soon. Ending soon. We don't need that. We can get rid of that. Intermission. I don't play any video games, so what I can do is I can switch this, and then I can do like, you can get rid of that because I don't have a freaking webcam right now, which kind of blows. We can get rid of that. We can get rid of that. Okay. Intermission. We can get rid of it. We'll keep that. Okay. And then what I can do in here is we can add a source. We can do this. And then I can do add source. Okay, so I'm thinking, can we do this, or is it gonna, it's gonna glitch out again? Fuck, dude. What is going on? Bro, I don't know. I don't know how to fix this. I really don't. I don't know how to fix it. I can't tell you. I don't know. Maybe this? Okay, so if we have that. Okay. We're getting closer. We're getting somewhere. So we can have that open. And then what I can do is we can go to desktop. And then in desktop, we can do screen capture. And then we can do this one like that. Okay, so now you guys can see that. So we got this, which should be this screen. Nope, still not doing it. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to do it. I thought I knew how to do this. It's just bugging out. I don't know. I'll probably just have to make a whole new thing to figure that out because it's pissing me off. I can't figure it out. Okay, that's whatever. I don't give a shit. Okay, let's see what this is. What's going on here? Yeah, see the triple top coming down. That's the only reason I got out. I got out for a 1.56 1.5 or yeah, we'll just say that, which isn't bad. It's not bad at all. Yeah, 650, and then after the fees here it was like 633. So it's looking pretty. Sign into chat. What does this mean? Oh. Okay. Dope. Can I not add music and stuff too? I thought I could. Live. Desktop. Screen. Entire screen capture window. Bro, I'm retarded. I don't know how to do this, man. I really don't. I have no clue. I have no clue how to do this. Screen 3, maybe? Desktop. This one is... Yeah, I don't know. That's okay. I don't give a shit. I'm getting pissed off. We'll just make a whole new one, and then I'll work on it later on. But, yeah. What is this? Starting music? Oh, we got music in here. Let's go. Let's see what it sounds like. I don't even know what kind of... I don't know what I threw in.
Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. Ooh, I've been on the flex since flex zone. Neighborhood all in your eardrums. I ain't never scared like Bone Crush. Boy, I got God, don't fear none. My line busy, take no calls. Feels like I don't have no flaws. Snakes in the grass, cut those off. Yo, squad shady, my bros raw. No breaks, we go, 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 go. Throw shade, that's a no, no, no. Go high, go low, low, low. Like spinning in a 644. Cash money like 504. Ball like AD24. No sleep, need more, more, more. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drippy, I'm fitted up. Hop in my car and the giddy up. Secure the bag, yeah, I get the bus. Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. You see the drippy, I'm fitted up.
Okay, I think I figured it out. I don't know what song this is, bro. I'm not even gonna lie with you guys. I don't know how you don't get copyrighted, but you know what? It's okay, because I don't think it matters. I don't think it matters at all. Performance properties. Oh yeah, I guess you can. I don't know. Like I said, I haven't done this in a long time, so I don't remember what's in here. Performance mode, filters, property, filters. What's in there? I don't care. Yeah, so let's just go back to this. I'll just say why I didn't take this trade today, even though it played out and ran for a what? 1-3? No, 1-2. Yeah, 1-2 is what I would have done, but we didn't take this trade. Prime reason I didn't take this. Oh, there's the open. This shit's gonna go everywhere now. Okay, so prime reason I didn't take anything on. I really did. Looking back at this, I really wish I did, but it's okay. High probability demand setup right here. Why the? Oh, I was holding the wrong thing. We had a gap right here. This first one. So either way, when I was watching this, I would have gotten wicked out anyways. So. First break of the candle entry would have been a fake out right here, and then I would have put my stop loss right here underneath that low or that candle wick, and then we would have went for a 1-1, and then I would have got stopped out. Second one was the actual win, so that would have been it. Break a candle as soon as that passes that candle right there, the wick, candle wick, would have got in. What else? 1-1. I did like we were holding above this 13 EMA. Obviously, this was just holding. It was pretty beautiful. I'm not gonna lie. I use the 13 moving average as a momentum indicator, and then if price is really trending good, like really trending good, I'll actually use it as either an exit model. I'll use it to either get out. So, for example, if I was in this trade right here, say we were in it, depending on how I'm managing the trade, like as it's going on in real time, I would, look to close as soon as we close underneath the 13 EMA, but my stop loss probably would have already been at break even, so I would have gotten wicked out anyways and done. But you can use the 13 moving average as kind of an exit strategy. So if price closes, like if the candle wasn't this big and say the 13 EMA was kind of up here, if this candle closed underneath it, kind of how this did, but this one was just way too big, you can use it as an exit model. So reason I didn't take this was just because we had a big gap down here. Now usually I'm not too worried about gaps, but with something like this and how far we've already been trending up from New York or from London Open, I didn't like kind of how high we were already. And then if you look on the 1 hour, we're coming back to fill up that to correct it, but I didn't like how high up we were. It just didn't. Usually with every setup that I've taken, from going back in my journal and looking at it, if it's high and this looks high, eventually it's going to react and retrace. So most of the time, if London pushes pretty heavily and it's been holding a whole bunch of zones, which it has, it's been making a bunch of zones, like there's a demand right there, it held. Another demand right here, that one held. There's some more over here too, I think. Where at? So that one. This one over here. Just a whole bunch of demands were getting held. So eventually price had to come back and, take out those people that had their stop losses underneath those wicks right there, and that's what it did. That's the reason I didn't get in on this trade, but it played out good, but it's whatever because we caught this oil trade. And as you can see, for the oil trade, price it's once you trade for a long enough period of time, it's like secondhand nature, and it's kind of getting to that point now for me, which I'm very happy for because it's been taking me a while to finally understand if price is too high or too low. But I'm finally getting the visual of it, and I can kind of understand it now. This does not look like this, obviously. If you can see this from where London opened and to see where New York opened, look at the difference. look at how high up we are. We're trending all the way up. This one, not that much. Even if I did this so I don't stretch them out. You can just see the difference. So that's usually why I don't take high setups. Especially if they're really, especially, here's another, a really good example or a good tip I can, kind of give you guys. Most of the time, if the demand setup is right at the beginning of the swing and then there's a break of structure, it always holds. If there's a demand setup or a support or a supply setup that's kind of, let's see, that's like in the mid, like where's a good one at? Because there was a good example. Where's an example at? And then, of course, when I try to find an example, I can't find one. That's awesome. That is awesome. Like this right here. Like this. Okay, here's a good one. So what I was saying was I usually... Okay, so this is a demand setup. Notice how it's a high probability demand setup because there's a gap connected to that zone. But notice how this zone right here isn't really at a swing, at the bottom of the swing to break the to have a break of structure. What I would be looking for was a demand setup to form down here at the swing low. So we're making higher highs and higher lows. I would want it to be at this higher low is where I would want the demand setup to be, to then break structure, to then come back to our demand setup and then continue up. Notice how this one is kind of in the middle of the move. If you were to get in aggressive on this trade, straight through, literally straight through, you wouldn't... I don't even know what time this is. This isn't even, at my time. Let's just say this happened in our time. If our demand zone or supply zone is in the middle of the move and it's not either at the beginning of the swing low for our demand setup, if it's in the middle and it forms, almost always it's just going to blow right through. So once I started to figure that out too, I started to see more profitability coming through on my end. Just small things like that. You just got to be more aware. Be patient and kind of be focused. That's kind of what I'm learning, and it's helping. Here's another one too. Here's another good one. This was the example today. I could have just showed you guys this. So yeah, this was the setup I took on oil. That's all that was. But there was another. The reason I didn't take this one right here, just another example. This would have been a demand setup. Now look. If you got in aggressive, this wouldn't have given my entry anyways because there was no break of candle. But if you were to get in aggressive, many reasons I would never get in aggressive on this trade. We have a double top up here. That's already the first indicator. And the second indicator is we're in an uptrend. So obviously you can catch a reversal. There's a whole bunch of factors that I look for if I'm trying to catch a reversal on an uptrend move. But that's a whole other thing. But reason I wouldn't have never taken this, even if I were to get in on a break of candle entry right here, if that were to happen. Just look at where the demand zone's at. It didn't break structure. We're kind of in the middle of this swing, which is where it happened down here. This demand zone kind of already formed. We're at the swing. We have gaps underneath that have to get filled eventually. We don't know when they're going to get filled, but we just know they're going to get filled eventually. I just wouldn't be taking this because it's kind of in the middle of the zone. I want it to be at the swing, the higher low. That's where I want it to form. This didn't form really at a higher low. So wouldn't be taking that, but that's pretty much it. Hopefully that made sense. I know what I'm talking about. I think it's just when I try to explain stuff, I kind of ramble on, and it's hard for me to kind of explain a setup. But I've also never done this before either, so it's gonna take me a little bit to kind of get good at talking in ways I can explain it for you guys. But this is what I took. I made $655 on all 5 accounts. No, this is not a actual live account. I do not have 50K actual accounts of my own real money. This is a prop firm with Apex. So I paid money to get these and hopefully pass. Oh, we're up $420. Just show you this today, or $633 after the $16 fees. Once I switched over to trading, so I'll trade micros and minis. It just really depends on the setup, because the way I trade is my stop loss is never the same. My stop loss is always different depending on the zone that is created by That it's always different from the break of the candle entry. That it's always different. It's never like 15 points or 20 points. It can always be a different one. So depending on if I'm trying to get an exact number, like say, because I try to risk 500 per trade. This trade, when I entered in on, I think I did four minis, which was only $350 risk, right? When people hear 4 minis on a 50K account, they're like, oh my God, you're over risking. But that's not necessarily the case. My stop loss is never fixed. It's always different. I do not like fixed stop losses. I think it hinders you. They're not good. I don't like them. The way I trade, it's always a different stop loss every single time I trade. So 3 or 4 minis on a 50K account from the stop loss that I had was only $350. And I thought, as soon as we started rejecting above this 50 SMA, and then I looked on Bookmap, as soon as it broke that candle again and we got that rejection, I added another contract. So I was trading 25 contracts in total. They were going across all 5 accounts, so I was risking $450 in total. So 5 contracts on a 50K account, 5 minis. That's not much with my stop loss. Now, if my stop loss was, I don't know, say 40 pips, that's way too much. Way too much. So if the stop loss is too big and I usually want to risk, $500, say I can only risk 2 minis on that stop loss that I have to equal 500. So I'll only be able to risk $250. To me, that's not going to be really worth it in that, certain scenario. So what I'll do is I'll switch over to my other chart that I have. So I have a main chart and then I have a micro chart. Literally the same, just all micros for the tickers. So depending on the stop loss, if I'm trying to risk 500 and I can risk 500 with the micros, I'll go over to the micros and I'll risk it. And then obviously it's going to be more contracts and the fees are going to be a little more. So it really just depends. Sometimes I'll pass up a setup because the fees will hit me in the ass. At one point, the fees were like $79, $80, so that kind of sucks. So I usually like sticking with the minis, just because this the contracts, or not the contracts, the commissions aren't much, even though it's not real money, obviously. But when I'm trying to pass an account, say I pass it, but then the commission comes in and I'm $5 away from passing the account. Now I'm like, okay, well that sucks. So that's why I'll try to stick to minis, but it just really depends on the setup. What's another thing here? Let me show you guys. So this week, we're only up $315 because I'm not gonna lie. Usually I don't, my risk management and my discipline is usually really good and it's usually on point. But just how my psychology's been and what's happened to me, it's what's been going on. I'm not gonna say I'm trading for. Obviously, I want money. I want to trade to make money. That's the whole point, right? But if you trade specifically to try to make money, it really does start to play into how you trade and, how you execute the trades and how you manage them. And it happened to me yesterday. I entered in way too early on accident, and I got top ticked. And then as soon as that happened, price broke the candle, breaking the candle entry. I missed it because I already took one trade. I wasn't going to do it again. I stopped myself, and price literally dumped for the rest of the day. So, if you're hurting for money, trading is going to be 10 times harder, so I'm trying to manage that. So usually I only trade one time throughout, so I'll only take one trade a day. I've noticed it helps better with the psychology because if I try to chase another trade, it's just a spiraling effect. That's just for me. So I'll just try to take one trade a day. If I come back to break even and it's like, a $10 hit, maybe I'll take another trade if it's really good. It just really depends in that certain situation. But yeah, I don't know. It's usually one trade a day. Max risk is 1%. So on the 50K accounts, it's $500. And then, what is it? So my thing says one trade a day, max risk is 1%, max daily loss limit is 500. Once I implemented those, I saw a huge spike in my progress, but what happened was a few days ago is I took 2 trades, one for 200 and then another one for 500. Should have never done that. If I was to take another trade, I should have only risked another 200, maybe 250 max to equal out my $500 max daily loss. So sometimes I might take another trade, so it's going to be 2 trades a day. But at max, it's got to equal out to $500 max. So if I take one hit and it's $350, and then I try to take another trade for another $300, or if I take it, yeah, if I take one trade for a loss at 350, and then I try to take another trade for another 350, I'm not going to risk 350 because that's going to be a $650 hit if I lose that second one. So I'll drop what do you call it? The risk down to equal out to 500. So it just really depends. It's a play-by-play type of setup. Yeah, usually it's just one trade a day, but if it is 2 trades a day, it's got to be under $500 max daily loss. That's no questions asked. That's what I'm working on. Because once you start going past the $500 hits on these 50K accounts with that trailing drawdown, you're just in for a disaster. So that's kind of what happened right here with this total loss. That was let me see if I can find it. Yeah, right here. So $600 hit first. No, I hit a $200 hit first, and then I just should have been done for the day. That would have saved me this whole loss, and I would have been even up more on my account. But it happens. You journal it. You review what you did wrong, and you go back and you look and you don't do it again. That's the whole game of how to trade. You go back, you journal. There's a whole bunch of stuff that goes into it. It's a lot of work. It's not easy. It takes a lot of discipline. You gotta reflect on what you did wrong. You gotta. If you trade, you got to learn how to take accountability for your actions, because if you don't, you're gonna be fucked. So you got to know what you're doing. You got to it's a play-by-play type of thing. Yeah, that's pretty much it, honestly. There's not much else to it. I know I'm just rambling to myself, but this is just if anybody wants to come back and watch it. I highly doubt anybody is, but if you do, thanks. I appreciate it. But that's why we're making this. We're going to start doing this more because this is cool. I'm going to buy a camera. We're going to set up a tripod. No, I am not going to be selling nothing. No course. The only time I would ever think about selling a course or some type of service like that is once I have proof that I've made payouts and I've made money. Until then, you will never catch me doing that because I cannot stand that. I cannot stand kids my age that sell a course, that are still in school, that look like they just came out of the womb, and they're selling a course for $150. I'm not doing it. I can't stand it. It's a business model. I get it. You can make anything around a service-based business, like for fitness. I go to the gym, right? A lot of people sell online coaching because it's a business. If you have a skill and you can profit off of it, but you're helping people, obviously, why not monetize it? That's why a lot of people monetize trading, because there's such a big kind of what do you call it? The trading industry is so, I wouldn't say frowned upon, but it's so looked over as a scam because so many people, promote it as a get rich quick type of business. It's not a get rich quick type of business. It takes years. I'm 2 years in of full failing. I've lost probably $3,500, $4,500, but yet I'm still here and I wake up every day almost on time. I still got to get better at waking up at 6 o'clock because I'll sleep right through my alarm. But with consistency and dedication and journaling your trades and treating it like a business and coming back to it every day and reviewing what you've done wrong and how to get better and reflecting on yourself and having that self-discipline to do the things that you don't want to do outside of trading, like going to the gym when you don't want to and doing stuff that you don't want to, all that plays into how you trade in the market. And that's a big thing that I've found out. That's why I started working out 2.5 years ago. And it's obviously, if you don't work out, that doesn't mean you're not going to be a good trader. It's just another one of those things that helps you become a better person and a more self-disciplined person, because that will affect how you trade in the markets. If you're disciplined outside of trading, you can most definitely be disciplined on the charts. So that's, it's another little thing for you guys. But hopefully this year we'll have a payout. We'll see. I'm going to head off, though. We hit a $650 win. We're only up 420. Got a little bit of ways to go to make 3,000, but we're going to come back and we're going to go live every day till we pass it or blow it. And I think this is also what I needed to do as well, because I need to see the progress on, kind of a video standpoint, I guess, just to see more progress, because you can see progress on my trading journal, but I feel like this is going to be even better just for me to go back and look at just later on in life, just to see if I made progress or if I just completely fucked up. So Yep, without further ado, I'm going to end this off. If anybody ever watches this, thanks. I'll see you guys in the next live stream or video. And yeah, sorry for all the rambling and the stuttering. I'm trying to get better at this, but hopefully next video that we do, I'm going to have all this figured out with all my screens.